Haskins here. I was online and I bumped into an interview, of two young men, and I was hearing one of the young men. He was saying that he's never gonna get married again, and it's just not for him, and it's just too many restrictions. And this is growing. And when men with a platform say things like this, the men who are on the receiving end of these messages about marriage isn't for you, marriage isn't for us, and marriage is too many restrictions, and being with one woman doesn't make sense, and that doesn't work. Those messages are very, very dangerous and very damaging, because what happens is, if you don't want to marry, what that means is that and you don't want to be celibate, meaning that you're not having sex with a woman and you're not getting married. If you don't want to be celibate and you don't want to marry, that means that you want to have sex and not deal with the results or the repercussions of sex. Meaning, you want to bring children in the world, but you don't want to be responsible to love their mother until death does you part. So that your child has to deal with an absent father, a father who is not there every day, and becomes a weekend father. So now, as a man, because you refuse to confront your pain, understand that it's pain. Understand that it is insecurity. Understand that it is weakness, that it is brokenness, that it is arrogance, which is rooted in weakness, and it is immaturity, it is ignorance. See, what a lot of men don't understand about a covenant and a commitment to a woman under God until death does you part is that it is not prison. It is actually freedom. Because freedom is not determined by what you can spend your money on and where you can go. Freedom is spiritual. Freedom is mental. So when you are faithful to one woman, you unlock your spirit, because now you are able to increase focus on the other things in life that matter. So when you have one woman and that is your only woman, all of your energy that you would be giving to multiple women, to sowing your wild oats, to juggling different women and trying to manage their hearts and their egos and their insecurities and their wounds and their brokenness, now you are losing focus. So although you can earn millions of dollars and although you can be productive, if you had faithfulness to one woman, that will increase your focus, which will then increase your favor in life, meaning that your income will 10x, 20x, 100x. Your income will grow. Your wisdom and your clarity and your focus will grow. Understand this. I'm 35 years old. Watch all of my videos, and I want you to ask yourself how many other 35-year-old men, regardless of their race or their nationality, are speaking on the things that I'm speaking on in the way that I'm speaking on them. You will be able to count them on one hand. And the reason being is because faithfulness produces focus, and focus increases your wisdom and your clarity. So now you have a greater understanding about yourself and the world around you. But in order for this to happen, you have to be in submission to something bigger than you. So most men who don't believe in being faithful to one woman and being married don't believe in being in submission to the Creator, to God. Don't believe in a relationship with Christ. Most men who have that mindset, and the issue is there is unaddressed pain. There is brokenness from abandonment, from lies, from deceit, from manipulation that has not been confronted, has not been addressed, and there is no treatment plan in place to heal that pain. So women become the cocaine. Women become the pain pill. Women become the human teddy bear. And men use and need multiple women to heal their pain and to run from their problems. And what that does is it creates more pain because you produce broken and lost children. You produce broken and lost and hurting and confused women. So guess what? You enter into a life of sin through promiscuity, which eventually brings about your demise, because the wages of sin is death. So you die from a deranged woman murdering you, or a man killing you because you slept with his woman, as the book of Proverbs talks about, or a disease being created in your body. You receive this recompense in your spirit, in your physical body, that eats away at your flesh and brings about an untimely demise because you entertained sin, sexual sin, which is not only a sin against your Creator, but a sin against your body. It is the only sin that is also against your body. And so I want you to understand that there are benefits to faithfulness. Because when you are faithful, you conquer lust. You conquer your flesh. You master yourself. And a man who can master himself can conquer all of his dreams. A man who can master himself, nothing is impossible. Impossible becomes I'm possible when you learn to be faithful. So faithfulness is not just about you and the woman. Faithfulness is about your experience in the world, the way you experience life. It means that you have discipline. It means that you have focus. It means that you have emotional intelligence and self-control. And for massive success, for true success, as a husband, as a father, as a businessman, you have to have full control and mastery of self, because you will never experience your highest self as long as you are misusing women, as long as you are using women as a deposit for your pain through spiritual transactions, using sex, spiritually transmitted diseases, which also beget sexually transmitted diseases. You will die an unpleasant and untimely death when you misuse the creation that God intended to stand beside you and help build you and make you better. Believe me when I tell you. And if you don't believe it, study the scriptures and even our current times. Men, be faithful.